This is video 10 of Advaita Vedanta, non-dual monism as taught by Sri Ramana Maharshi. In the last video, we saw what the triad is, Triputi is. And we saw, be still and know that I am God. In fact, that is from the Bible. Sri Bhagavan said the Bible and the Bhagavad Gita, they are the same in essence. In fact, I want to show this. See, there are a number of books if you want to read. Talks. This book has about 650 pages. And there are so many other books. This is Day by Day by Devaraja Mudaliyar, who was an advocate. He was close to Bhagavan. Other people were hesitant to ask questions. I believe this Devaraja Mudaliyar used to ask n number of questions with Bhagavan without fear. There are a number of books. Maharishi's Gospel and Upadesa Saram, the Undiyar. This is the book. So there are several other books. This is an important book. Very systematically they have presented the teachings of Sri Bhagavan. What is it they are saying? What is it Bhagavan that Bhagavan says? You can read so many books. There is only one thing Bhagavan is talking about. Find out who you are. All those people who came to Bhagavan, they would ask questions. You know what Bhagavan would say? Who is asking this question? He would counter question them. Who is asking this question? They'll say, I. Bhagavan will say, first find out who that I is. After that, if questions remain, we will see. In fact, if we are genuinely honest to ourselves, we shouldn't be talking or we shouldn't be studying further. We should switch to practice, start vicharam, inquiry, and find out who you are, who I am. If we are really honest, we have to do it. Otherwise, we are wasting time. That is the truth. But some amount of intellectual grasp is needed, we feel. So that is why this exercise of somebody talking about Bhagavan's teachings, and even veterans came there, highly educated people, professors in theology, philosophy, yogis, everybody came there. And everybody bowed down to Bhagavan and they asked questions. Bhagavan would say, find out who you are. And one of Bhagavan's closest disciples, he would come to Bhagavan and say, Bhagavan, if you are not using your Brahmastram, can I ask you a question? Because he knew what answer would come from Bhagavan. He would say, first find out who you are. After that, if the question remains, we will see. You know, Swami Sarvapriyananda, who heads the Vedanta Society of New York, he would often say, there are two camps. See, this is a screen. There is a camp this side of the screen. There is another camp that side of the screen. Here, unenlightened people are there. The sadhakas are there. They are full of questions. No answer. The other side, there are only jnanis, realized beings. They are full of answer, no questions at all. So we should understand. After studying so much the theory and after doing intense practice, of course it's still continuing, I am given to understand that this is a process and it takes time. In the sense, as I said earlier, if we have to travel 100 miles, if you have already covered 95 miles, it is easy for you. And somebody has just picked up the car and started driving only 2 kilometers he has driven. For him, it might look like a long journey. So let us be honest to ourselves. Yes, I need to drive 98 more miles. So what? We will drive slowly. So, anxiety should not be there to realize our true nature, because what they describe our true nature is astonishing. They say, you are the only reality. When I say you, not the body mind, the substratum. and in you the universe appears like bubbles in the ocean, then who are we? Who am I? What state are they referring to? Is it the psychological state? Is it the intellectual understanding that we are Atman, existence, consciousness, bliss? No. Bhagavan himself has said this is a matter of experience. It doesn't belong to the intellectual knowledge category. Experience. But earlier we saw all experiences need antakarna, the mind, the instrument. But anything which is experience needs this antakarna. Consciousness, pure consciousness plus antakarana only can lead to experience. Then how can we call being established in the Atma an experience? Bhagavan himself says it is a matter of language confusion. We say Vijnana. Vijnana means intellect. We use the word intellect to denote both knowledge in the material domain, in the transactional domain. Say, for example, your knowledge of physics, chemistry, computer, car, plane, star, whatnot. That is also called Vijnana. And knowing and being the self is also called Vijnana. So we should understand this, that this is the matter of confusion created by language. So self-realization, as Bhagavan indicates, there is a fixed state. He says there is a stationary state. Stationary, N-A-R-Y. Unmoving state, and through vichara, through sadhana, through samadhi, if you reach there, he says you'll get fixed, and once fixed forever. This is the clue I got from this talks book. This is the final state. And in that state, we will be like awareness screen, pure awareness screen, where there is no content at all. At the same time, you will see that the content of the Triputi appears, disappears, appears, disappears. He says, you will just remain watching the appearance and disappearance of the subject-object Triputi, which is what? Mind, senses, world experience, everything. He clearly says, like the camera plate which is exposed to full light, in Anma Anubhavam, in the experience of the self, nothing, no worldly experience will be there. He says it will be erased. That is the state of the Jnani. Because whenever Bhagavan says, the Jnani doesn't have a body at all, he would say. The people on this side of the camp, his devotees, would ask, no Bhagavan, we are seeing, are you not sitting with the body? He would say, it is your point of view. From my state, there is no body at all. In fact, to his mother, he just disappeared. His body disappeared for a few seconds or whatever, and then he came back to demonstrate, and to another disciple also he did it, to show that I am not the body. So, now, I think we have gathered enough of theory. More of theory will only clutter our mind. I think we can have short clips, and then we can remind ourselves that we need to be in sadhana. Sadhana is what? Practice. Practice is what Advaita Vedanta practice, as taught by Ramana Maharshi, is, who am I? Am I this body? Yeah, if I am the body alone, fine, no room for inquiry at all. If it is so obvious, why would Bhagavan advise us to do vicharam? Ask, who am I? Are we mad? No. So there should be some meaning. If I am not this, who am I? I am the pure awareness in which this is an appearance and disappearance. Bhagavan doesn't say this doesn't exist at all. He says, I am universal, limitless consciousness in which this body-mind is also there. But he says it is a tiny dot. That's what he says. This is not everything. The problem right now is, for us, the body-mind is everything. This way we have crossed lifetimes, he says. In one of the songs he says, having forgotten our true nature, treating this body as ourselves, we have taken n number of births, and at the end, realizing ourselves, we come to know that this bodily life on this planet Earth, the number of births, everything is nothing but a dream, he says. Like how when we wake up from a dream, we dismiss dream as a dream. Oh, insubstantial. It is not true. The same way, once we realize our true nature, once we attain that realization, the state will be, oh, this life after life, birth after birth, all was just a dream. That's what he says. So let us do vichara.